Alex Radical from Board Game Co. and today I'm doing an unboxing and rambling for Twisted Cryptids from Unstable Games. If you watched my last video, I'm kind of giving up on the coffee doing these unboxing and ramblings. It provides too much of... There's too many reasons, You can watch my last video for Dawn of Madness if you want to see that. I'm still gonna unbox the game, I'm still going to ramble, but just less coffee. Not less coffee in my personal life, that would be traumatic. I just mean less coffee in the video itself. This also allows me to give full attention to the coffee as it deserves. But that said, one thing I did like from my last unboxing video, Dawn of Madness, is for whatever reason I was reading the rules to learn it, and I read the whole rules for the unboxing, for the game, before unboxing it. So I kind of knew a lot more. I read most of the rules, so I knew a lot more going into that unboxing. And this is the weird part, I know. I actually kind of like that. Oh, this is slippery. I actually kind of liked knowing how to play the game when I did the unboxing. And I realized that I could still ramble, just with a bit more knowledge as to what I'm rambling about as I go through it. So, we have a core box opened over here, just to take out the rules and go through it. This will still be an unboxing and rambling, just with like more information. Also, look at that little lenticular, look at that little thing. I don't know how, ooh, look at that, look. There it goes. Night, dark. That's so cool. It's so cool. I don't know why I'm such a child. Then again, my entire basement is filled with toys, so there is that. Anyways, Twisted Cryptids from Unstable Games. This is a game about trying to hunt down cryptids. It's kind of... I don't even know how to best describe this. Oh, I do know how to best describe this. This is strategic deduction. That's the mechanic of it, which I don't like, by the way, but nonetheless, I'm here because... my kids like his games, and their games are well produced, and I still haven't played the last big one I got, which kind of costs a lot, and I didn't play it, but it was a huge toy factor for the kids, so there is that plus side, and maybe I'll sell it on eBay if I don't like it, and it does seem to fetch a decent price on eBay if you have all of it, which I do have all of it, so there are silver linings. There are silver linings over here. But that said, Twisted Cryptids over here, I'll be telling you how to play it shortly, but the basic idea is when you dive into this over here, the first like 5 pages are the rules of how to play. Then you get to the end game on page 8 over here, but again, keep in mind, it starts, the actual start over here is on page 2, so 6 pages of rules, and then you get to like additional content and little mini expansions and all of that, so there's more stuff, but if you just want to dive in and play the game, 6 pages, 6 very small pages to read. That's all you need to do. I did read the rest of it because I wanted to know how to play. Although I have not read these, I have not read the expansion stuff over there. This board, by the way, is fascinating. Look at that. It's got this like weird line over here, but like look at the way it unfolds into this board. It's weird. I don't know if I like it. I like the accordion effect of it. That's very cool. But the end result is a board that doesn't really lay flat on the table. I mean, you could get it, you could like push it and prod and all that, but it's going to feel like the lines are in the wrong places. Also, it's upside down over here. But yeah, that's the board. So I love the idea of it, points of innovation. Not quite sure how I feel about the final result of all of it. But again, and the end result doesn't really matter for what this game is doing. We have the rest of our box over here. We'll be going through the components, but I also told you already that this is strategic deduction. And I'll go through the base game over here, then I'll go through the various boxes. I'll save the vinyl figure set for last, and I did order some plushies, but they're shipping in multiple ways, so I don't have the plushies yet. I also don't think there's anything underneath here, which means I could probably end up storing all of this in a single box if I am careful enough, but we will try that another time. Anyways, what is Twisted Cryptids? Twisted Cryptids is a game where you play as cryptids. You play as cryptids. That's what you're doing. You are actively playing as cryptids in the game. You're going to be setting up your pieces onto these various campsites over here. So you have all these different campsites over here you'll be setting up your pieces on. To that end, you'll also have your little cryptids tracking how many points you are at. You're going to start at 5 myth, I think it's called, if I'm not mistaken. And you're basically trying to attract the various humans in the game. Let's see if we can find some humans. You're trying to attract the various humans. Are these the humans? These are the humans. We got some humans here, and some humans here. So we got different flavors of humans is what we call it over here. I believe it's hunters, hikers, and scientists. So for example, here we got some scientists that you have some scientists in different regions on the board. And they're going to start in different regions based on these little displays over here, but you'll also be adding them and moving them around as you go. Then at the end of each round, there's going to be 5 rounds in the game, you're going to basically check to see which place has an active hiding spot from one of the cryptids, because the cryptids are also going to be taking their hiding spots, that's these over here, and place them on various zones on the board. So for example, if I'm playing as that frog guy over there, I might have a hiding spot here, and a hiding spot here, and a hiding spot here. And so right now, if this were the hypothetical board state, let's move this guy over here, then right now, if this was the board state, we would resolve this zone over here because it has the most humans in a hiding spot. Versus if you had this spot over here, this has the most humans, but not in a hiding spot. And so then of each round, you're going to resolve that area, and players are going to flip over their cards and showing, let's see if we can find their cards, because there's all these cards over here. players are going to be flipping over their cards showing, oh, I was trying to attract certain types of humans, flavors of humans, to those zones to be able to score them. Because basically at the beginning of the game, each of your 3 hiding spots is associated with 3 cards you're going to go through in order. You'll be able to look at your cards at any time. This is not a memory game, but your cards are kind of having a degree of prediction. So there's some degree of pushing things where you want them to go because you want them there, and there's some degree of pushing things where you want them to go because you want your opponents to think that you want them there, and thus to push them away, leading you to put minimal effort into having things turn around. Hence the strategic deduction element of this game, because strategic deduction, which is a concept that you've seen in games, what are these? These are dividers. Strategic deduction is a concept you've seen in games like Veiled Fate, is going to be probably the most popular one right now, but other games like Clans has it, other games have it too. But the basic premise is you don't need to figure out what your opponents are doing, but if you do figure it out, you are better primed to controlling the board state. Although, unlike those games, this one kind of has constantly changing cards. So for example, if you're playing as this faction, and you revealed this card as one of your hiding spot cards, you would have no change to your myth based on having hikers there. You would have one, I can't remember if it's hikers or hunters, I think that's hunters. You would lose 1 change for each hunter, you would lose 1 myth for each hunter there, and you would gain a myth for each scientist. So this would be a good card to have over here, because I would gain 2 myth moving up on this track. And yes, this track circles around and you get points. But those are going to be all these cards. And they represent different kinds of aspects as to what you have. So let me zoom in and drop more because I think these card art looks great. We have our hoaxes. We have our silhouettes, which is kind of a tease to the scientists. Our hoaxes are purely like, hey, this is not even me. And then you have your, here's another hoax, like 3 people in a trench coat. And you have your decoys. Each one attracts something differently. Decoys attract hunters. Your silhouettes attract scientists because it's an actually taste of what's happening. And your hoaxes attract hikers because they have no idea what's going on. They also have various abilities in them as well. And then you have the real deal, a little bit of a taste of actually you. These are high risk, high reward, where they actually get to see the cryptid in question, but you lose points for 2 of them, but you gain twice the points for 1 of them. And those have a whole aspect to it as well. At the end of the game, for each real deal you didn't reveal, you're going to gain points. So it's a very high risk, high reward because you have built-in points if you don't reveal them, and you have potential risk if you do reveal them, but also potentially a lot of points if you do reveal them and in-game as well. And so that's basically all the setup over here. We have all these cards over here. Each cryptid is going to come with its own deck of cards, each with their own delightful little art, their own concepts of the hoax, decoys, silhouettes, and the real deals, and you have that for each of these 6 cryptids in the base game. And again, the art alone is very fun as far as just different types of things. Like the real deal, we have like little Loch Ness monster over here with like little ducks around it. We have the decoy, which is a little swan over here. So all these different things. And then you have the event cards. Yeah, these are the event cards. So the event cards are basically cards you're going to reveal at the beginning of each round, and these are going to move things around the board in their own ways. So it tells you how to adjust each of the hiker types. So attract 2 hikers to the site with the fewest humans. So you're going to have different things happening with these event cards. But then you also have, oh, these are going to be the unicorns. These are a module. Okay, we're going to come to the modules soon. Let's go to the action cards first, and then we'll do modules after that, because there's 3 modules in this base game, and to be clear, this is the crowdfunded version of the game. So I don't believe the retail version has 3 modules. I think the 3 modules are only in the Kickstarter version of this game. But let's show you some action cards first, because modules we can save for last. So action cards wise, we have an entire deck full of, I think these are just action cards. Yeah, these are the action cards. And they're going to have different ones from different modules as well. But you have just different things you can do, because on your turn, you can either use your Cryptid's ability once per round, or you can go ahead and use an action card. You're going to be doing this 3 times per turn, per round I should say. 3 times per round on your turn, you're going to play an action card or use your Cryptid ability. And they have ways of moving other characters around the board. It's plain and simple, pretty straightforward. You're moving things around the board in different ways. Sometimes you're choosing an ability, sometimes you're choosing an or ability. You're luring, attracting, chasing, scaring, and those are fancy ways of saying that you are either moving people around the board to you, moving people around the board away from you, scaring people off the board entirely, otherwise known as eating, or pulling more people onto the board entirely from the supply. And that's basically the game. You spend your actions. Every round you're going to reveal an event, then you're going to spend actions until each player has done 3 actions. Then in the round you're going to reveal the active scare or event or whatever it is, where you just uncover what's happening. For each person that has a hiding spot, for each cryptid that has a hiding spot in that area, you're going to reveal it and score based on that hiding spot's card. And then you go to the end of round and continue until you've done that 5 times. There are 3 modules to this game. Over here we have the unicorn module. The unicorn module is going to be a unicorn miniature. That's going to be this this guy who parades around the board and is going to activate with these cards. You're going to see them coming. The art's great in general, but you also see what's happening. Each player with a hiding spot on the site of this encounter loses 3 myth. So you can have different encounters, you see if they're coming, and you can try to trigger them. Then you can have the alien abduction cards over here. Basically, the alien abductions gives you a solo or semi-co-op mode where the aliens are trying to abduct the various humans, and you want to make sure they don't abduct too many or all the players lose. But there is still a winner, so it's either solo or it's semi-co-op when you play that. And then lastly, there are these little campers over here. And here's your alien abduction UFO over here. But then you have your campers. These are going to be little cars that start in various zones on the board, and they pick up and move various hikers of various humans of that type. So they're going to be moving around the board, carrying a bunch of people with them, providing more movement around the board and more things to be mindful of there. So that's kind of like all the mini expansions. Nothing too crazy, just some extra stuff going on. And that's kind of what you got for the game. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, and then you have your goals. These are going to be the goals. These are going to give you a little, you can choose from 2 of these to give you a specific end game goal that's going to add points. Do not reveal your decoys. Do not reveal your decoys, hoaxes, or silhouettes. Oh my gosh, that is so much. But you get 29 points for that. That means you can only reveal the real deals. Wow. So first of all, there's going to be 5 scoring rounds effectively in the game. And you can only reveal 3 of your 5 cards. So you need to make sure not to be involved in the other ones. I want this card. Oh my gosh, I want this card. You're honest. Do not reveal your hoaxes. You're sneaky. Do not reveal your real deals. That one gives you 14 points for not revealing your real deals. And keep in mind, your real deals score an additional 7 points for each one not revealed. So you can get 21 plus 14 or 35 points, which is a pretty decent chunk of points for just making sure that the bottom of each stack and that you don't get to the bottom of each stack. So these are all going to give you, and then these make your own. There's 5 of these where you can make your own. So that's kind of what you got going on here. It's a pretty straightforward game as far as you have your cryptids, and these are the little cryptid markers. They're cute. I'll show you them again just in case you missed them. They're cryptids. They're little wooden meeples. They're nothing too crazy. I do have the vinyl figures for them, although I don't know how game worthy those are. I think that's literally just a collector's item at this point. I don't know why I'm like this with this company. I can't think of a good reason for it, genuinely. Like, they're not, like, there's some companies where I'm like, yeah, I want the all-in, and then this company somehow sneaks in there. Oh, and we have these. We have your cards. We have both lenticular. I'm going to show you these because I think they're amazing. We have both lenticular and non-lenticular cards. I'm worried I'm going to squeeze these cards a little too tight, but whatever. Okay, that's that. This is going to go over here. We're going to put our tokens back in the box. That's going to be, oh, these are going to be your myth markers. So they score, your 10 myth every time you get it. Or you can flip it over and it's the 30 on that side, which is never confusing when that happens. And by that, I mean, it's always confusing. I do not like score or currency markers that flip to another side and have a different currency on it. Because all you need to do is brush your hand across your stuff and suddenly you have 60 points when previously you had 20. So, not the best as far as that goes. Anyways, let's put these back in the box. Let's show you your Lenticular cards, and let's go through the expansions. I don't think this is going to be the longest unboxing, but we got the informational part out of the way. Now you know how to play the game. Enjoy. Awesome. You can go ahead and seek it out. Let me just show you this over here, and now I'll ramble for the rest of this. You see? It's informational and entertaining. Or at least one of those 2 things. All right, let's show you our non-lenticular first. We're going to have our Bigfoot over here. So we have Bigfoot, Yoink, Lure 2 humans. We have a Chupacabra, Big Scare 2 humans. Big Scare push them 2 zones away. Jackalope, Attract 2 humans. That means bring them onto the board. Loveland Frog, Gulp, Lure 1 human and Extract 2 humans. The gulp is because you're eating them. And humans, whenever it says humans, that means any of the 3 flavors. Mothman, flavors being the different types. Mothman, Attract 1 human and Scare 2 humans. And the Nessie, Strongler, that means pull from 2 zones away and draw 1. Now this is mindful because you have 3 different encampments on the board, which means when you pull something from 2 zones away, you have the ability to help a zone by pulling something away that's bad for you and to pull it towards a good zone. So that's why there's a lot of nuance to these abilities, because very often you're doing multiple things at once. We have your alien ship. This is going to be how it's trying to attract. They win if you manage to pull up all of these zones are completely filled. And then we have our lenticular ones, which are cooler. So we have our Bigfoot over here. Let's see, does it look different? Or ooh, there we go. The night and the day. The night. Oh, it's more this way. Okay, more that way. There we go. Day, night. Day, night. We have our Chupacabra over here. Let's put this off the side so this doesn't distract us. Chupacabra. Night, day. Day, night. Day, night. These are fun. Lenticular cards are fun. We have our Jackalope. We have our Loveland Frog. This is already pretty dark. Oh, well, I guess that's why. This one, the lenticularity is reversed, which is interesting to me. So that's, there we go. Day, night. Day, night. Which one's this one going to be? This is going to be starting off in day and then going to night. I love the smile. The smile is fun. These are fun. And then we have Nessie, which looks like it's starting off in night, and then goes to day. Night, day, night. I am fascinated by that aspect. Why does some start off in day and some start off in night? And I'm holding them the same angle. It is interesting. Anyways, that's basically what we got. That's your base game. That's your little deck of cards over here. All the stuff you need to see. And we can now put this away and go back to other things. But with that, let's take this, put this in here. We're going to consolidate all stuff later because I like to see everything going on. But this might be played tonight with some of the expansions. Probably the campers and the unicorn, but probably not the aliens, not the first time round. Anyways, outside of that, that's the base game. And now let's talk more about this stuff. So, the reason I like their stuff, I think first of all, you've probably seen a lot of my t-shirts, okay? So I get a lot of t-shirts from T-Turtle, who they stopped doing their various partnerships with Marvel and all these other things. So it's actually been a while since I got anything new from them, because I do like the Marvel stuff. Also, I am currently like in the process of trying to lose weight. I'm always in the process of trying to lose weight, and I'd rather not buy something that, might be the wrong size, hopefully. But we have this over here, another lenticular box. There we go. Oh, wait, no, this is side to side. It's so interesting. Cards up and down, boxes side to side. We have our exclusive edition. But anyways, T-Turtle, I like the art of T-Turtle. I always have. What are they famous for starting? Like, what do they start? Do they start with T-Turtle? I don't even know. But they've done T-Turtle, and they have unstable games, where they have unstable unicorns, they have Here to Slay, they have Good Dinosaurs. Good Dinosaurs is fun, but forgettable. Unstable Unicorns, fun, but forgettable. Here to Slay, I do like Here to Slay. It's a good one. I enjoy that one as far as these types of games go. And then the most recent one, Casting Shadows, I have not played it. I have it. I should probably play it. I got halfway through the rules and then just never tabled it. That happens to a lot of games. I play a lot of games, but for every 2 rule books I read, only 1 actually gets played. Anyways, we have Cryptid Culture over here. I haven't read any of this over here. So we have the Jersey Devil and the Lizard Person are added to your Cryptids as 2 new ones. We have a new board. Nope, we don't have a new board. Setup, we have, don't know. Adding the Cryptid allows you to play up to 6 players. You get your very own cults to help you out. Ooh, we get cults. I like the idea of cults. Oh, I like the idea of this. Ooh. Okay, cool. So you have cults that get to help you out along the way. Setup, cults and rituals. Okay, I'll read all that stuff later. Looks very short and accessible. We have our Cult of Attraction over here. This is going to have a little board over here and give you different things that's going on. How do these work? No idea. Gain myth equal to your influence when you reveal a sighting with your cult at the site of the encounter. Ritual 2, when you play a card to attract hikers to a site, you may move your cult to that site, then gain 1 myth for each hiker attracted. I don't know how these operate, so I'm just going to focus on the name and the art. Cult of Hunger. Oh, I do like that picture. That's cute. So these cults are helping out our cryptids, which is cute. Cult of Might. Okay, unleash your power. This won't open. There we go. I love the art. The art is so fun. Cult of Mystery. That's just straight up no one there. Okay, my least favorite artwork. It's cute. It's meta, but it's not like a cute person over there. Cult of Passage. Okay, very rangerish. Like it. Okay. And then Cult of Whispers. And we have just literally just little whispering. Cool. I like the idea of cults. No idea what the gameplay will add. We'll see. And then we have 2 new cryptids. That's going to be our, what was it, Jersey Devil and the Lizard Person. So we have our Jersey Devil and we have our Lizard Person. Those are your 2 new miniature meeples over there. Then we're going to have the various tokens for them, which is, again, not that impressive as far as, like, I mean, once you have all the stuff over here, we got more cards that are going to be added to your game, more tokens for your cult markers and stuff, and then these, which I will show you these because these are cool. Okay, so not the most impressive unboxing as far as this goes, but like I'm excited for more variety. I'll probably try to incorporate all into one box if I'm able to. First, let's show you our Jersey Devil and Lizard Person. Pretty straightforward. Attract a human and draw 2. Extract 2 humans and draw 2. So more focusing on the draw as opposed to the pure control of the characters. But then we have our Jersey Devil starting off on the dark side, I think, and light, dark, light, dark. And then we have this one starting off on the light side. Dark, light, dark. This one kind of looks like the other one. I can't remember which one it was, the swamp thing, whatever it was. And again, look at how even my hands are. This one starts off as dark. This one starts off as light. There's no shift in my hands. And if we start off on light, then this one starts off as dark. See? No change. I don't know why that is. That is baffling to me. Like, is there a reason for that? Is this just random? Like, who makes these decisions? I want to know. I want to know. Anyways, that is what we got for expansion number 1, which means we get to go to the next box, which is the Playmat bundle. Oh, this is going to be a very short unboxing. Should we do the nostalgic wilderness board? Let's do that first. What even is that? I have no idea. Should I put it into one of these boxes? Probably. Will it fit in here? We'll make it fit. Alright, so we're going to put it into this box because I think this box is a little you know, silly as far as boxes go. It's a nice way to pack it so that it doesn't get ruined, but not really the most efficient box situation. Oh, okay, fine. Okay. This is stupid. Why do I care? Like, you don't need this. You don't need this at all. It's basically just a different board. There we go. There's your board. Okay. So we have a different board with different art. We got some unicorns over here, the elemental forest, the nosy neighborhood, the Slayer's cave. It's a different board. Why does it matter? So you have some variety to initial setup. Anything else? I don't think so. I'm gonna actually look at that thing that I just threw away to make sure there's nothing else, because I'm pretty sure there's nothing else. Yep, nothing else. It's just another board that will barely impact your gameplay in any meaningful way at all ever. And I'm someone who's a fan of variety. I just think that's not variety. That was unnecessary is what it is. Let's put this on over here. Does it fit with the box that's kind of pushed a little bit? It fits. It holds it all together. Again, we'll consolidate later and make it all prettier and nice, but that's what we got for this. Let's see if we can make it so that the light isn't bouncing off this in the most annoying way. I don't think we can. The problem is, because it's lenticular, let's see if we can do it on this side. There we go. Because it's lenticular, the light's trying to reflect on it at multiple angles, which kind of produces a bit of a problem. Alright, vinyl figures will be last because, let's be honest, those are the coolest. We'll do our Playmats now. This is part of the all-in bundle. And again, I have 4 plushies, but I don't know when they're coming. And I want to play this tonight. So, I gotta unbox it. Okay, let's put that there. And let's show you the Playmats. The Playmats are just going to give you art for the various... Oh, we got all these. Okay. I think I forgot those were there because well... Okay. Lots of Playmats. We got Playmats, and Playmats, and Playmats, and boxes. Let's show you the small Playmats first, get them out of the way. I think these are wrapped very nicely. Possibly a bit too much as far as, you know, the need for this, but hey, you know, we have our card row, I guess. Nice to have. Oh, I'm gonna have to like roll these all up and then redo it again, aren't I? Okay, let's just do this again. We'll do it slowly. We'll talk through things. So anyways, so I'm fairly addicted to T-Turtle shirts. I'm actually disappointed in myself that I'm not wearing a T-Turtle shirt right now. Like, you'd think of all the times to wear a T-Turtle shirt, today feels like one of those times. But for whatever reason, I've been wearing them a little less recently. No main reason. Okay, so let's talk a little bit of a non-sponsorship. There's that company, Into the AM. I like Into the AM's tees a lot. This is not an Into the AM tee, though, so kind of defeats my purpose, but my point. But nonetheless, this is actually True something or other. This is like True something or other. I can't remember the name. True Fit, maybe? True something? I don't remember. I bought like a True Classic. True Classic. I bought like True Classic tees a while ago. Here we go for whatever. Oh, these are your various hunter, your various human flavors. Go here, I guess. That makes sense. This is too much wrapping up for these little things. Anyways, True Classic, I bought a set of tees from them a while ago. I like them. I just never went back. I got like 5 and I'm wearing that right now. Into the AM, I bought some stuff from them and I really like, well, that's not true. They sent me stuff to do sponsored coverage. We never actually did the sponsored stuff, but I did get the free stuff and I did a sponsorship, sort of. I sort of did a sponsorship. I didn't get paid for it, basically. That's not them, to be very clear. That's not them flaking anything. That I just took enough time with it because I like actually being sure that I did it like months later and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna do this for no charge because I just feel bad at how long it's taken. But I did semi-sponsored coverage, but I really like their stuff because their stuff's awesome. I think their stuff is great. And then what else was there? And then the T-Turtle. T-Turtle is going to be the other main shirts that I wear a lot. I'd say the majority of the shirts I wear on the channel are going to be the T-Turtle art, which I think is fantastic. And we have our individual art. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to put these back properly because I think it'll be far faster if I do all this stuff later. So I'm just going to open all these one at a time, dumping these in here, and just pull them off, and then just show you all the maps and deal with cleanup later. But we also have acrylics to go through, so there we go. I don't remember which one's which at any given point, by the way, because I know half of these, but I don't know the other half, or I know which one's out there. Here we go. Here's the Jersey Devil for your little playmat there. These are smaller than I thought, I'll say that. I kind of thought these were going to be like full-size playmats that you can like have a mouse on. I guess you could have a mouse on them, but like I wanted mouse pads for these. Like I like their art. I like cryptids as a concept or theme or whatever. And I was able to like semi-justify this as part of the all-in bundle, but I will say I totally thought they were larger than they actually are. So that's sad, but a disappointment that I will live with. Mothman over here. We got 4 more to go, just slowly as I do this over here. And Chupacabra, maybe? I don't actually know. Again, I don't really know the cryptids well enough. I know the classics. I mean, we haven't hit Loch Ness Monster yet, but we have Bigfoot. Bigfoot's a pretty classic one. Do we have Loch Ness Monster over here? Because I feel like this is the right color. Or did we do the Loch Ness Monster and I didn't realize? Loch Ness Monster is one of them, right? We have like the... I thought he's one of them. Nessie? Nessie is one. Is Nessie not in here? Or is Nessie the last one? Nessie, there we go. I guess I expect it to be blue or green. Purple does work. But those are your playmats. These are the basic playmats over here that I'm going to now put over here and then clean up in like 10 minutes. Then we'll show you the acrylic standees. These are cool. Kind of useless because I don't see the point these serve when you have no real gameplay aspect to it. But they are cool. Now the main question is, are they de-screened or do I have to de-screen them? That's going to be a question I'll have to figure out, well, now. I think I have to de-screen them. Let's find out. Give me a second here. Okay, yep, I have to de-screen them. That means, by the way, in case you have these, that means that I'm slowly pulling off this film over here on this one. And I'm going to do the rest of them later because it takes time to do it properly, and I don't want to make you wait through all of that. And visually to you, you won't notice the difference for most of these right now. You notice it more when over time, and you also notice it when you are overlaying multiple acrylics on top of each other. I'm going to do the base of this one too because otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. But after that, I'm going to stop and do these later. By lose my mind, I mean if I didn't remember which ones. So right now I remember that I did that one, which I think this is jackalope, if not mistaken. That's the jackalope? Yeah, that's the jackalope. Okay. Let me take this off and put this in my pile of garbage that's accumulating over here. And then we can put this over here. And there we go. There's your little acrylic meeple over here. We have the same for basically all of these. I'm just going to take this out of the piles over here to show you the art. And you can see the various, you know, in fact, actually I'm going to move this aside because I need to remember that that base is the pull base, or I'm going to be trying to pull it off everything forever. Let's show you all these. So we got 1, we got 2, well actually we're on 3 at this point, we're on 4 at this point. So we got, there we go. I think all the bases are the same, so I don't have to worry about that part. And we got the Jersey Devil back in sight over there. We have this guy over here. There we go. We have Nessie. Yeah, again, these have no real purpose. This is, again, from all the various things that I regret backing in different ways, I don't know if I regret backing their stuff, but I definitely feel irresponsible backing their stuff, or at least going all in. I'm not really here for the gameplay. The gameplay, like, I will try the game. I do want to try it. And if I don't like it, I'll probably get rid of it. I've never been good at keeping games that I don't like. It doesn't matter what the reason for it would be. Usually, once I don't like the game, I get rid of it. But keeping a game under the premise that I might like it, sometimes those can stay in my collection for way too long. Oh, interesting. The reverse is going to be their dark side. So Nessie's going to be... It's not... Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That's their hidden versus, you know, darker side, so to speak. And that's what we got. Those are your various acrylic standees, which we will, again, put off to the side because I'm going to be cleaning up this particular box later. And also de-peeling all of those as well. Which means the last box is the most exciting as far as... content, as far as physical content, not necessarily as far as gameplay content, because gameplay content we kind of covered everything in the first box, plus the addition of the what do you call them, the cults. But for this box, we do have the acrylic standees. That's not true. The vinyl figures, and the vinyl figures are very cool. Like if I ever do get rid of casting shadows, I think the vinyl figures are very cool. But I'm just not a collector, so like I have to like the game, or I don't care enough. If I don't like the game, it's just holding on to miniatures, and if I just held on to miniatures, there'd never be a reason to get rid of so many things that I have. Ooh, we have shiny little cards here. That's cool. Okay, let's go through those in a second, and then let's go through these. These are smaller than the last ones. This is not the same production quality as a Casting Shadows. Not necessarily quality, sizing. The playmats are smaller, the meeples are smaller, everything's smaller. It's all smaller. It makes it more affordable, relatively speaking, but this wasn't the cheapest, so. We have Feet of Fury. So these are going to be your little foil cards. Feet of Fury, Hungry for Blood. We have Spicy Noodle, Rabid Rampage, and the Goat. Okay, that's going to be your little shiny cards. We have Raging Reptile, Slobber Clobber, Seeing Red, Locked and Loaded. That's cute. That's cute. And then Snow Mercy. That's also cute. Honestly, those are pretty good puns. I'll give them points for the puns. But then we have our little things. Let me go through this in order of least favorite to favorite. So this one's an easy least favorite, I think. Here we go. Here's your little Frogman. I think it's Frogman. Again, I don't actually know which one's which at any given point. But these are your little vinyl figures. They're like miniatures, but cooler. From there, my next least favorite, probably going to be, that's the Loveland Frog, so not Frogman. We're going to have our Lizard Person. Same logic. I think Lizard Person is better than the Loveland Frog, but only by a small margin. You know, it's cute. It's nice. Then we have our, what's next in terms of least favorite? Actually, from this point onwards, they're pretty good. Deathworm might be my next least favorite. Happens to be these are the order they are in the box so far, but that is literally just a coincidence, I swear. There's no, I couldn't care less about the order of the box. And he's pretty cute. Honestly, he's pretty cute. I think that once you get up to him already, it's all uphill from there. Then probably, let's go with Jackalope might be my next least favorite. And again, it's hard because at this point, they're all pretty good. I like them. Look at how adorable they are. Look at how adorable. I wish there was more ways to incorporate them into the gameplay. Maybe there are. I don't actually know. But I don't think there are. Then we have Chupacabra, who's probably like a little dog over here. It's cute. But again, it's not the next level cute. It's just regular cute. And then we have that. What do I want to do next? They're all pretty good. Maybe this one? Maybe this one's the next one? Yeah, I guess so. Again, they're all pretty good from this point onwards. Here we go. And then we have our Yeti, I guess. But it's so good. They're okay. They are, outside of the first two, I really think they're all pretty adorable. And the first two aren't bad. They're just less adorable. Then we have Bigfoot. Bigfoot over here, who's got some personality. Like, that guy's definitely got some big feet, tall feet, and some personality. And then we have, I think we have Jersey Devil is probably next for me. And honestly, I have some regrets. I think Bigfoot might be better than the Jersey Devil. I think overall, Jersey Devil looked better in his little cave. Once you take him out, he's still good, but I might have moved him a few spots back. And then Nessie. Nessie, I think this might be just me having a soft spot for Nessie. I do like Nessie as a concept. I don't know, from all the various cryptids in life, I think Nessie's the one that I most liked. I was going to say identify with, but I don't think I can identify with these cryptids. I think I just like Nessie. Anyways, that's basically what you got for this unboxing. There's not a ton more to go through here. By not a ton, I mean there's nothing else to go through. I've done it all. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up the rest. Does this not have a sleeve on it? Oh, I guess only these two boxes had a sleeve. They're cool sleeves. Anyways, that is your unboxing of Twisted Cryptids. I hope to be playing this at some point soon. I will probably review it if I actually do play it sometime soon. If I don't play it for 4 years, I'll probably still review it when I eventually do play it, because why not? But until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I hope you have a good one.